Okay, folks, I have in front of me assignment one from week two using Lexis. This is a review of the assignment that you all did. I told you that I was going to have you do this assignment over again. There were some significant issues that everybody had that I want to correct, and this lecture is for that purpose. You need to watch this lecture in order to do well on this assignment again. Okay, so here's the assignment. Um, Everybody did fine on these first five questions here. Where people got into trouble in this assignment is um, you were not taking into consideration the source from which I wanted you to search. In this particular case, you can see I asked you to find a Massachusetts federal case that dealt with whether federal sentencing guidelines are cruel and unusual punishment. What was happening, and for in question seven here, the example, I wanted you to find a Massachusetts state statute that sets out the penalty for trafficking in cocaine. What was happening with you folks is that everybody seemed to be using the favorites page that I had you all save in one of my prior lectures, and you seem to be searching that for all of these questions. That got everybody into trouble because that particular saved page only only did searches for Massachusetts cases, state cases. It did not let you search for a Massachusetts federal case. It didn't have mass statutes in it. It didn't have the code of regulations in it. You see, it's very important that you read the question carefully and ask from what source I am asking you to search and what jurisdiction. Am I looking for Massachusetts state? That's one jurisdiction. Massachusetts federal, that's another jurisdiction. Am I looking for you to find cases, or am I looking for you to find regulations? Or am I looking for you to find, for example, jury instructions? Okay, these are all important. So what I have done for you, first of all, is I bolded the sources from which I want you to search. That will start you at least in the correct search location. Okay, so that's the first thing I don't want to tell you. Now I want to go back to Lexis and show you how you can change your Lexis search parameters so that you can find these. Okay, I'm sorry, I inadvertently cut off a little piece of my talking. It's not you. So I started to say to you that I was going to go to the Lexis page and show you how to limit your search parameters to correctly answer the questions that I asked you on the assignment. So what I'd like you all to do is navigate to your home page on Lexis over here. It should look like this, okay? You'll note that in this particular case, I have the state thing checked here, or click on that. You should see this list of states here, okay? You don't want content or federal or anything like that, okay? And you do that by simply clicking on the Lexis button for the home page. Make sure you have no filters here. There's no Massachusetts cases or anything. It says all jurisdictions, okay? So what I'm going to ask you to do is navigate down to the state of Massachusetts and click on Massachusetts. Okay, you should now see this page here, and this is the universe of Massachusetts cases, statutes, materials, anything Massachusetts. And this is the page that you should be using to answer the questions in the exercise. You'll note that this page is divided into Massachusetts cases, and Massachusetts cases is divided into one hand, you can get all Massachusetts and state and federal cases combined, or you can just do state cases, okay? On this side, you have so under here, you have all Massachusetts state cases. If you want to just exclusively search for Massachusetts federal cases, you can look over here. So in those questions, when I asked you to find Massachusetts federal cases, you would want to go down here and click on this. That will give you cases in Massachusetts that were decided in federal court that went up to the U.S. Court of Appeals. Or perhaps cases that were decided in state court that went all the way up to the United States Supreme Court right here. But you just click on this combined and you will find cases that are originated out of Massachusetts federal court, okay? So that's cases. You navigate down here, You see the next thing here is Massachusetts statutes and legislations. This says all Massachusetts statutes and legislation, okay? So when I ask you to look for the Massachusetts statute, I'm asking you to go down to here under Mass Annotated Laws. That's what we call the statutes in Massachusetts, the annotated laws. So you need to click on that. And once you click on that, you type in your search terms, whatever it is I asked you to do. Trafficking in cocaine in excess of 18 grams was the question. And you should come up with the correct statute that makes that a crime. Right down here, we have all administrative codes and regulations. Every state has their own codes and regulations that are put out by, for example, the Attorney General, the Mass Department of Transportation, the Mass Department of Welfare, all those administrative agencies have their own regulations. And all those regulations are codified in what's called the Code of Mass Regulations. That's right here. You click on this, okay? And you go down here, and you can see all these different departments, all right? For your purposes, you just need to type in the search terms right here. I think I asked you folks to search, what it's the regulations pertaining to the breathalyzer machine, okay? Okay, so now we're back here. So this is the page from which you should have been searching, what you should have found. So let's make it clear. Let's now save this page now. We can just click on the star and we save this page. I had already saved it in my thing. It's called MA, okay? It should come out as MA in yours. So now when you go to answer my questions in the exercise, you can just search from that page, okay? That was about 80% of the problems that occurred, okay? Now I'm going to move on to the cutting and pasting, which was another issue which needs to be resolved. So in order to do that, I am going to open up any case and I'm going to cut and paste from that case into a document. You can do the same. In my particular case, I'm just going to navigate to my folders here. This is for my work. And I have this case I'm working on named Willie Young. I'm going to open up Willie, Mr. Young, and I save this case, Commonwealth versus Pena, under his case file. And up comes Commonwealth versus Pena. I want you all to have any kind of case in front of you so that you can practice this, okay? It doesn't have to be this case. All right, I'm going to select the text I would like to copy. In this case, I'll copy the first sentence here. And this is where I misguided you folks, or you, my issue. You'll see this menu here. I want you to all go down to copy advanced. I didn't do this before, but this is important. I had to just do quick copy. Click on copy advanced. You see this screen up here. Now it says citation format. See how I have it? I have it currently cited as Massachusetts. So I want you to click on this arrow here. I want you to navigate down to the state of Massachusetts. And I want you to highlight that, click that. And I want you to go to the next box. It says official reporter. I want you to make sure that official reporter is checked. This is very important. I want you to uncheck this box here. Uncheck copy as a hyperlink. This is a big problem. Everybody was doing this, almost everybody. We don't cite cases as hyperlinks in Massachusetts. It's incorrect form, and it would not be acceptable in any kind of court filing in Massachusetts, all right? The other thing we want to do is you don't want to select underline, you want to select italic. Make sure italic is selected, okay? And that will give you the proper format. Now we hit copy and close. And I'm going to open up a Word document. You could do the same. I have this Word document down here. I was practicing on it earlier. And I'm going to Control V or paste, right click paste, excuse me. All right, you'll see that everything came out correctly. You'll see that the quote came out here and it's italicized. Now, the other thing that the folks were doing that was a mistake was they were copying page numbers, all right? So unfortunately, Lexis does not take out the page numbers. So if you copy this section here with the 440 in it or the 4 in it, I'm going to do that now. I'm going to, excuse me, copy that, copy advanced, copy and close. I'm going to do this here, Control V, I copied it in there. Yeah, so you'll see the 440 showed up there. That's not part of the citation. Take out the page numbers. That's just a basic thing, okay? So that's basically it. So now once you do that once, you don't have to do it again. And you can use your copy and paste feature. You can use whatever one you want. You can use copy advanced or copy quick. So I'm going to do quick copy this time. It should come out correctly no matter what you do. Now, let me see here. Sorry. Yeah, so it comes out quickly. So now for forever and ever, once you do that once, you're all set. You should never make this mistake again. Okay. All right. Let me go on to some other things that other mistakes that people were making here. Here's assignment 1. Excuse me, assignment 1. I'm going to go down to week 3, or assignment 2, excuse me. It was assignment 1. Never mind. Okay, assignment 1. I'm going to open up assignment 1. Okay, let me think of an example of things that people were doing. All right, so a lot of people had problems with just basic search terms. You need to learn the Boolean search terms. Here's an example. I asked you to find a case on the issue of whether attaching a GPS device to a vehicle constitutes a search under the Fourth Amendment. It's important that you get those terms in there. You can't just blindly use this entire phrase. For example, GPS device. Whether this whole sentence, whether attaching a GPS device to a vehicle constitutes a search under the Fourth Amendment. Why can't you do that? Because if you do that, that's a very specific sentence that I put together. It's not likely that those exact words will occur again within a document. So you need to be selective about what you choose for your search term. You need to use a little common sense also in searching. I'm asking about a GPS device, all right? So GPS should probably be in there. Device, not necessarily, but certainly GPS, vehicle, that should be in there. And search should be in there. They should all be close to each other. So they're probably all within the same sentence. Again, this is some common sense, and this is also some trial and error on your part to see what comes up and trying different search parameters, or search terms, I should say. Okay? So that's basically it in a nutshell for this lecture. This should let you do the assignment much, much better, and I expect everybody to read the comments and watch this, and I expect everybody to do significantly better than you did before. Okay? So I'm going to grade accordingly. So please know that when you do this. Again, I am giving you a second chance, and I'm not grading you for your first attempt. Thank you.